Tuesday, the NCAA certified 3 new bowl games, bringing the total number to 42. The 6 additional slots means 82 of the 127 eligible teams will make the postseason, which equals roughly 65% of all FBS-level programs. It's a big number. Ray Crawford here with Doug Chapman. Our managing editor, Rich Cirminiello, joins us as well. Guys, I don't know about you. It seems like the Bulls are having enough time finding good teams to play in these things. Rich, are you okay with the team if it comes to it being 5-7, getting to a bowl game?
Listen, Ray, I hated it at 6-6. 5-7 is really going to drive me batty. I think we've reached the theater of the absurd when it comes to the bowl postseason. I used to love the way the bowls were in the past, but now we're just rewarding mediocrity. It's watered down. I don't like it at all.
You know, if you don't like it, then just don't watch them. I mean, the thing about me as a former player and coming from a mid-major, yeah, do I think a 5-7 record is good? No. 6-6 is just above average to me. I mean, it's a 500 record. I don't really see that as a great record. But if you're at a smaller school and these kids that may not be seen by a lot of scouts, a lot of NFL teams may not see 3 or 4 guys and see. They may have one guy, but there may be another guy on that team who's a tweener, could play at the next level. That extra game, that extra week of competition could actually get him a shot to be looked at the next level.
So we're going to completely water down and change the bowl season, Doug, because of that right tackle at Middle Tennessee that might have a shot to play in the NFL. And oh, by the way, if there is someone at a smaller school that has NFL caliber skills, he's been noticed already. He's been noticed because that team has played Power 5 conference teams in September. If it's the SEC, they're playing in November.
To your last
these guys
point,
are not under the radar.
To your last point, that's not true. Chris Massey, a long snapper from my school, no one ever heard of him until they watched Byron Leftwich play. Kid played 10 years in the league for the St. Louis Rams. They didn't even know who he was, so they watched Byron Leftwich play. So I understand what you're saying there, but like I said, as a former player that's around these kids, that talks to these kids, yeah, they want that extra chance for competition. A lot of people think that once they get to 5 wins during the season, they're going to hit cruise control. That's not how this works. It's not basketball. It's in the NBA. These kids are competitors. Yeah, they may have finished 5-7, but they get that extra bowl game. Mom and dad can come see them. They probably don't have the money to come see them during the regular season, can watch the game on national TV. That one chance for them to be able to feel like a big program, even though you're from a mid-major. Do I think that there's a lot of bowl? There's a ton of bowl games, but as a former player, I'm not going to turn down the opportunity to play in an extra football game, and I'm going to relish the opportunity.
If 42 is not too much, where do you draw the line? I mean, do you go to 64? Do you just have every doggone FBS program playing a postseason game? I mean, that's how close we are to going down that road at this point. And oh, by the way, this is all for TV content, and we know that. It's TV content. And it's one more way to exploit student athletes. Hey, December's kind of light. We need to get some advertisers for a certain network and their sports programming. Let's exploit these student athletes a little further. I think it's absolutely ridiculous.
Exploiting by putting me on national TV? If I go to Georgia Southern and they say I'm going to be exploited by playing in a nationally televised game, one last game my senior year of college, well, then exploit me then. Put me out there, exploit me. If the money's there for these sponsors, or Georgia State, pick a school. The money's there for these sponsors, then if they want to put the money up and they want to make a game, let the kids play in the game.
You're going to be putting Power 5 programs. Virginia was 5-7 last year. Cavaliers are going to play in a bowl game. These are not just small school teams. You're going to be putting Power 5 afterthought programs that finished in 8th place in their conference into bowl games. It's not just to help those smaller programs. I see that side of the argument, but you're going to be ushering in the Oregon States and the Virginias that are not good enough for the postseason. Those teams are getting in as well.
But those teams get nationally televised games against your Florida States and your Georgia Techs during the regular season. Yeah. Your teams from the Sun Belt and Mountain West Conference don't even get seen, so it's a good chance for them to get seen.
It's a debate that obviously is going to continue. You saw some of the tweets there on your screen. There's a lot of people weighing in on both sides of this, guys. We appreciate the insight. One program that doesn't have any problem making bowl games, it's Alabama. They've been to one every year since 2003. The problem is these days keeping their guys out of trouble with the law. Check out that on Campus Insiders.